Right. Let's get the message out. There we go. Okay. Just gotta share. 1 second. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Right, are we all good? Let me just restart my split cam again, 1 second. Okay, there we go. Right. Oh shit, now I've lost the TikTok chat. And now my connection's dropped, great. Just give me a second everyone, I'm very sorry about this. Absolutely useless. Right, where's the chat gone? Where? Technical issues. Yeah, sorry, Draydog. I'm going to restart real quick. Sorry about that. What is going on? Okay. Split cam sorted. Yep. Right, there we go. We should be up and running. Perfect. Now I've just got to wait for everyone to come back. Okay, we're all good. We're all good. I'm audible. And the camera's working again now. Hello! Hi everybody. Welcome back to Minecraft Monday. First time in a while. It's been a few weeks. I think 3 weeks since the last Minecraft stream. I've been a bit busy. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be getting to space by the end of the year now because we've missed the last 2 streams, and you know I don't think we're going to make up that lost time. But we're still going to try and do as much as we can. So we're back in Minecraft, we're back in Create Add Astra, and today we are going to be trying to connect up our copper and coal mines. We've already connected up the iron mine, we did that in the last stream. And if we head up to the middle floor, you'll see that we should now have some iron in storage. Hi Dagger, how are you doing? There we go, 859 iron, so we're alright on the iron front. But now I want to automate copper and coal, and eventually we'll do the same for zinc and gold as well, but that probably won't be till after Christmas. Speaking of Christmas, if we head outside real quick, it's snowed! It's snowed everywhere. So this isn't actual snow. I've got a texture pack installed that just makes it look like there's snow everywhere. You can see it's very bright, but you can see when I look at these are just grass blocks that are textured to look like snow. There isn't any actual snow here. But I just thought, you know, it's I thought let's get into the festive mood, get into the festive spirit, and make things look a bit more Christmassy. You'll also notice the stream is looking a bit more Christmassy as well. We've got some snow and candy canes and Christmas trees and what have you on the TikTok overlay, and also you'll notice I've decorated the room a little bit behind me. I've put out a little bit of tinsel. I couldn't spare too much because we need decorations for the rest of the house, but I managed to steal away a couple of pieces of tinsel to decorate behind me a little bit. The creeper's got a little scarf, look. He's got a little tinsel scarf. So yeah, everything's looking a little bit more Christmassy than usual, but that's not what we're here for. We're not just here to gawk at everything and say, look how Christmassy it all is. We're here to actually get stuff done. And the first thing that I want to get done is to take a look at the copper and gold mines. So let's head over there. Almost 2k followers left till you get to 10k. Yes, we are getting close, Dre Dog. We're at just under 8k at the minute. Thanks for the donuts, Dagger. But in the last stream, which was 3 weeks ago now, we started building this tunnel. It is going to be a double-tracked tunnel, because I want to have... this is going to lead to both the copper and coal mines, so given that there's two trains going to be running along here, it makes sense to have it double-track so we don't have any bottlenecks. But we need more track for here. We did get some track underway, some track production underway in the last stream, which we'll go and see how that's been getting on. But the tunnel's going to come out to about here, and then you can see the coal ore is 250 meters that way, and the copper ore is 160 meters that way. So we're going to have a T-shaped junction here, with a line going up to the coal mine and down to the copper mine. And I'm prepared. I went and mined a load of gravel, because one of the most boring things about playing Minecraft on stream is when I'm just mining for resources, especially stuff like gravel. We need tons and tons of it because we use so much of it as ballast when we're doing the railways. So I just went and got an absolute shitload of it off camera, so we don't have to worry about that. And I'm going to be using that to build the second tunnel today. There is one more thing we need to do before we even start building anything today, though. And for that, we're going to have to go and take a look at what's happening over at the iron mine, which we automated last time. We could also probably do with putting another waystone down, because it's quite far to get to this one. But if we head to the iron mine, you can see that the machine is currently not working. However, if we head down to the train station downstairs, you'll see that the train is here, and the biodiesel is being unloaded from the train. So if the biodiesel is being unloaded from the train, why isn't the machine upstairs working? Well, it's a chunk loading issue. I didn't really factor in the fact that we were using chunk loaders. We've got a chunk loader for the mining drill, so no matter how far away we go, the mining drill will always be loaded. The problem is the train station isn't always loaded, so if we go away from here now, the mining drill will still be loaded, but the machine that's unloading the biodiesel won't be loaded into the world. Which basically means whenever we're not here, the train isn't being unloaded properly. Now, to solve this, all we have to do is add in a couple more chunk loaders, and I am quite wary of the fact that, you know, too many chunk loaders will start to cause some severe performance issues with the world. So with our future mining drills, we'll try and make sure that we make them as compact as possible. But yeah, on this occasion, there's at least 2 more chunks that are going to have to be loaded. Ow. And if I put on the chunk borders, so this chunk here is loaded, and this one has the main machine in it, and these belts, which also aren't moving right now. I'm not sure why that is, because I'm pretty sure these are powered from under here. But we'll come back to that in a minute. This chunk here isn't loaded, but it will need to be because the belt goes through it. So obviously any items that get put on this belt here will have to be loaded as they pass through that other chunk. This chunk here is loaded. We got a chunk loader for this half of the train station, but this half, where one of the offloading pipes is, also isn't loaded. So I think the best solution is if we make a 3x3 chunk loader, because the way we've got it currently, we've got 4 chunks that need to be loaded in a sort of L shape. If we just put a 3x3 chunk loader in the middle, it'll load all of those chunks, you know, as necessary. Now, that might be a bit wasteful, because technically we only need 4 chunks loaded, and we'll be loading 9 instead. So I'm not 100% sure if I really want to go that way. We'll see. Is it just the one train you got at the moment? It is, Draydog, yes. We've still got just one train for now. But obviously, I do have plans to expand the rail network. We're going to build different trains as well. All of the trains have got to have the same capabilities. They've all got to be the same overall length. Like, not the individual train, not the individual loco, but the entire 3-car train has to be the same length so that they can be used interchangeably. And they all have to have a fluid interface and a storage interface in the same place. But apart from that, they can be completely different. And I do intend them to be. I'm not just going to build 3 of these shunters. I want to build a couple of different looking engines as well. But yeah, eventually we're going to have 1 for each mining drill, which will be at least 5. I don't know if we're going to automate diamonds and stuff like that yet, but 5 at least. Oh, it's because... Right, there's a small wheel here where there should have been a big one. I think that's my mistake, because I came down here to replace the floor here with stone bricks, and I forgot to... I put the wrong size cogwheel in place. Okay, we'll just fix that. There we go. That should be working again. And we should see some iron come down. There we go. Oh, there's quite a bit of it. Ooh, lovely. That's what we like to see. So the iron's going down. The diesel should be going up, which will power the drill back on again. But like I say, the problem is, as soon as we go back to the main base, this bit here, this chunk where the fuel loader is, will be unloaded, so it won't keep emptying the fuel tanker as it should. Now, I think we do have a couple of single chunk loaders back at base. We don't have any 3x3 ones, but we do have single chunk loaders, so for now we could just bring a couple of those over. And load the 2 chunks that need to be. I can see an icon on the map. I think it's a snow golem, but it has a different texture. I wonder if it's got a Christmassy texture. Oh, the pig! The pig's got a red nose! Alright, don't look at me then. Fine. The pig had a red nose. No, why? Wait, hang on. It can't be a snow golem, because why would there be a snow golem just there? Is it a creeper? Is it a festive creeper? I can't see any animal up here, apart from these gazelles. It could be underneath this, because there's an overhang. It is! Oh, it is a Christmas creeper! Oh, it's a gingerbread creeper! Cool! I like it. He's got weird eyes. Why are your eyes wonky, man? What's that about? Ooh. What's this? Poinsettia? Where are they from? It said Minecraft, but I don't recall those being in Minecraft before. Maybe that's a retexture as well. I don't know. Okay, the drill's working again now. You can hear it whizzing round. The levers are candy canes, by the way. So if we head back to base, and we're going to grab... Oh, the lag every time I use the waystone to teleport. We're going to grab a couple of chunk loaders. We got 3 left. Each one of these can load a single chunk. So we will need to make more at some point. So I put chunk borders back on again. Okay, so this chunk here, where the mining drill is, that is loaded. There's one in the middle here. This one isn't loaded, so we'll just stick one there for now. Click to load. And where's that? Oh, he's dying. That's alright then. Oh, he's not dying anymore. Whoa. Okay. Just try and dispatch this gingerbread creeper before it does too much damage. Okay. Well, it exploded in the water, so no worries. And this chunk here needs to be loaded as well. Where should we put it? Let's just pop it here for now. As long as it's within the chunk, it's fine. Is there any way to see the loaded chunks on the map, I'm wondering? Let's head back to the surface, first of all, before we test that. But these 4 chunks are now permanently loaded, so we can go anywhere we like, we can go as far away from here as we like, and this machine will keep working. So we're all good. Let's have a look. Is there a way to show loaded chunks? I don't think there is, because this is, you know, it's a different mod from the chunk loaders, and I don't know if they work with each other. But these 2 chunks here are loaded. Hold on. These 2 chunks here, and then these 2 diagonally to it, like a Tetris piece. Those 4 are loaded. This is far too complex for my tiny brain, says Rebecca. You get used to it, Rebecca. Honestly, the basics of Create aren't too difficult. Wow, that is some slow loading right now. The basics of Create aren't too difficult. The main things that you need are... the main thing you need is andesite alloy. Basically everything in this mod is crafted with andesite alloy, which is just made by mixing blocks of andesite with iron nuggets. That's what this machine here does. It's not turned on at the minute because we got way too much... We got a very large surplus of andesite alloy at the minute. But this machine here is what we're using to make that. But yeah, basically everything in the mod is made in some way with the andesite alloy. Once you've got that, and brass as well, but that's a slightly later thing. Once you got those 2, you're golden, really. Okay, we're gonna head to the rail yard. I have an itchy nose today. Don't know why. Maned wolf. Cool. And we are going to build a second track for this tunnel as well. We're going to use the building gadget for it, because I'm not mining all of this cobblestone and putting it everywhere. I don't want to be wasting storage space with stacks and stacks of cobblestone that we're not going to use. So we'll just use the copy-paste gadget. It'll just erase the cobblestone from the world. That's received. Still confusing, but I get it. Yeah, my recommendation, Rebecca, if you are interested in playing the Create mod, start by trying to automate some simple crafting recipes. Like maybe bread. Bread's a really good choice for a first automation recipe. Basically, the whole idea of Create is to automate stuff, right? So if you wanted to automate something like bread, with Create, you can use a mechanical mixer to mix wheat and water together, and then you can use a mechanical press. Then you can use an oven to turn the dough into bread. I'm probably not explaining it very well. The point is, like, pick like a very simple recipe, and try to automate that. And then once you've got the basics, you can start to automate more complex stuff, you know? Like, at the minute, we've automated all of our ingots. Iron, copper, zinc, gold. Well, not quite copper and gold yet. We're still working on those. Okay, just fill in this gap in the floor. Don't want any unstable track. It's getting dark again. Oh, I'm stuck. I used to play modded Minecraft on CurseForge, can't remember what, but it was like making iron into molten and make... Oh, you mean Tinker's Construct. What a classic, iconic Minecraft mod. I don't have that on this pack, but that is a really great Minecraft mod. That's one of the all-time great Minecraft mods, where you can... You build like a big kiln kind of thing, a big foundry, and you can make different alloys and stuff by melting different metals together. Really, really iconic mods. Love that. Oh, me too. It really was a good one. It is still available in some form in modern Minecraft. I don't think it's made by the same team anymore. I think someone else like has revived the project basically and brought it back. I didn't want to put it in this mod pack because I've already got so much stuff in here. I didn't want to make things too complicated, but it is a really, really good mod. Maybe for my next modded Minecraft series, I might consider putting Tinker's Construct in. Okay. This copy and paste gadget, what a lifesaver. If you're wondering how the copy and paste gadget works, by the way, basically all you do is you select an area that you want to copy, and then as long as you have the right materials in your bag, you can paste it as many times as you want. So you can see in my backpack, I've got loads of gravel and loads of rails. When I place this down, it's not like making rails out of thin air, it is taking them out of my inventory. So it's slightly cheaty in the sense that it makes it a lot faster, but it's not cheaty in the sense that it just gives you the materials. You do still have to actually have the materials collected yourself. There are way too many skeletons in here, by the way. Oh! Oh, music disc! Oh, I didn't even expect to get one of those today. Malohi. I love Malohi. Yeah, the problem is... Look at this. The problem is the tunnel is really dark, which means loads of mobs spawn. But if I want it to be a realistic train tunnel, it's got to be dark. You know, real train tunnels, at least in the UK, train tunnels don't have lights in them. They really are pitch black. But obviously in Minecraft, we can't do that. Unless we replace the gravel ballast with slabs, because they can't spawn on slabs. We could use copycat slabs, actually, because then we could make it look like gravel, even though it would actually be made of slabs. And then they wouldn't be able to spawn on it. That's not a bad idea. I'm thinking about it. Got to go do housework stuff, but I'll definitely be back at some point. Have a good one. Thank you, Rebecca. Hopefully see you later. I'm going to be on till 6 today. Okay, we're here at the other end. Beautiful. Hey, Crawford. How are you doing today? Welcome back. Oh, this shovel. Okay. The problem with having a efficiency 4 shovel, it's great for when you want to mine loads of stuff really quickly. It's not great for when you want to mine just a couple of blocks very precisely. You end up mining way too much. But that's the train tunnel done. I mean, the sides aren't done. We'll have to work on those. But the track itself is laid. That's the important thing for now. Let's head over. We want to keep the track level 76. So I'm going to head over to the coal mine and see whereabouts the track will come to. Not too bad. How about you? I'm good, Crawford. I'm good. Feeling Christmassy. It's the 1st of December, and I love Christmas. I'm a very Christmassy person. So that's why, even though it's only the 1st of December, I've already cracked out all the decorations and made my setup look very Christmassy. And we've even got a Christmas-themed texture pack today, which is why there's snow everywhere. There isn't usually. Okay, level 76. Okay, the problem is, level 76 is way up here. And the coal mining drill is way down at level 68. So that's an 8-block difference. Now that's not necessarily the end of the world. We could actually, I was talking about the chunk loading problem earlier. We could, in theory, have the train station directly above the mining drill. And then we could use a chute to carry stuff up, to carry the coal up to the train, and obviously a pipe to bring the biodiesel down. That's not a bad idea. Is it an odd number of blocks wide? 6, 7. It is. Okay, so we could have a train track perfectly in the center here. Let me... Oh, we don't have any iron girders. Let me just go make some girders. That's something else we really ought to automate, because we do use a lot of girders. Especially for the train stuff. Okay, andesite will make a stack. Well, not quite a stack. 63. Okay, go, go, go. We might as well... Should we switch gadgets? Let's switch gadgets. I feel like... that's not going to paste, is it? No, there we go. I don't think we're going to need to paste that particular section of track again, so we'll switch to the fully charged gadget. In fact, we might not do much copy and pasting at all today, really. Oh, I'm going to try and make some more chunk loaders. So to make single chunk loaders, we need a basic chunk loader, which is 1 ender pearl, 4 obsidian, and 4 iron ingots. I think we've got all that. Ender pearls, yep. Obsidian. Yep. Oh, how have we got that much obsidian? Damn. Okay, let's make 2 lots of chunk loaders then. Basic chunk loader. Oh, I need to take the iron out of my bag. There we go. And another one. And I'm going to turn these into single chunk loaders. It's 18. And we got one in our bag. So now we can load up to 19 more chunks wherever we so choose. I was thinking, actually, when we... Oh, I shouldn't have put that andesite alloy in there. When we go to space, I would like the factory to keep working while we're not here. So we might actually have to add some chunk loaders to the factory itself. Maybe not the whole base, but just the factory specifically, because it's self-sufficient. Because I would like the factory itself to keep working even when we're on the moon or wherever else we end up. And speaking of which, let's have a quick look at the Tier 1 rocket. 6 steel blocks, 2 steel tanks, a steel engine, rocket fins, rocket nose cone. Okay, that requires 5 steel plates. These require another 5. We'll just make a load of steel. We'll just make a load of steel. I really did want to go to space before the end of the year, but realistically, I don't think it's going to happen. Not unless we just do it, like, really quickly and lazily and just build the rocket pad here and launch straight into space. We're definitely not going to have time to build, like, the whole space base and a super cool launch pad and everything like that, like I was planning to do. So I think maybe I will just save that for the new year. But we'll see. Could be something for the Christmas live stream, maybe. And I can now confirm, by the way, the end of year live stream is going to be on the 29th, which is a Monday. So anyone who's interested in watching that, that's when it's going to be. And it's going to be basically the same as last year. I'm going to play a little bit of each game. A bit of Minecraft, bit of Farming Sim, bit of Euro Truck. And a couple of other bits and pieces I've got in mind. And again, that's going to be my end of year stream. My last proper stream of the year, like my last regular stream, is probably going to be Sci-Fi Sunday on the 21st, when we'll be finishing Oddworld Soulstorm. And then I'll be taking 2 or 3 weeks off over Christmas. Like I say, apart from that special stream at the end of the year. Okay, back to the coal mine. And now let's build up... Oh, here's an idea. We could get rid of the lanterns on the corners and build the girders up. To level 76. There we go. Ow. We're definitely going to need some ladders or stairs so that we can actually get up and down from here. There we go. And last one. That's it. And then we want to mark the track, which is going to go here. Right, stop placing them on the wrong side. They're very fiddly to place, these girders. It does tend to put them on the wrong end. There we go. Right. And train track. There we go. Okay, so the train track is directly over the actual mining drill. But it's on the exact same Y level as the train track over here. So as soon as the train track comes out of the tunnel, it'll curve round and come up to here, and there'll be no change in elevation at all, which is what I want. I'm aware that real-life railways do occasionally have gradients, but with Create, I just think that Create trains look weird when they're going up and down hills. I want to try and keep the track perfectly level everywhere in the world if we can, and that's why I chose level 76, because it seems like a reasonable level to do it at. Thanks for following, Rip Little Peep. How are you doing? And hi, South Devon Contracting as well. How are you doing today? Could we... Okay. The only problem here is the fluid interface for the biodiesel. That has to attach to the top of the train. The tanker is going to have a connection point on the top. So we have to have a pipe that goes all the way around and then back down above the train. So it's going to look a bit weird. But as long as it works. As long as it works. I think we're going to need more train track as well. We got 44 pieces of train track left. Okay, let's head back to base and stock up on that. I'm good, you? I'm very good, South Devon Contracting. Thank you. What do we need? What PC specs do you have, says Ralph Harvey. I've got an Intel i5 processor, 12400F, RTX 2070, 8GB GPU, and 32GB of RAM. Okay, we got Dark Oak slabs, so what we don't have is zinc nuggets. Right, not a problem. We will call the lift, we'll go upstairs, and we'll feed some more nuggets into it. Oh no, we need floor 2 actually, don't we? Zinc, we'll get a stack. And then we go to the top floor, because we need to feed the zinc into this machine here. Oh wait, problem. We need to feed them in here. Wrong side. And there we go. And now if we head back downstairs to the bottom floor, the railway track machine should be working again. There it goes. Perfect. We'll have to leave this running for a couple of minutes to make enough train track for our current needs. But there it goes. How are we doing for biodiesel, by the way? 81k. Not bad. We are still having to manually clean out these fermenters, by the way, because if you weren't here way back when I built this biodiesel machine, we made a bit of a mistake in the design here. This chute here is supposed to bring potatoes and bone meal into the fermenter, where they then get fermented into ethanol. But unfortunately, what's happening is, because it can only hold one item at a time, it ends up filling the fermenter with loads of potatoes but no bone meal, which means the ethanol then isn't getting produced as it should be. So we need to fix that at some point, because even though we do have quite a lot of biodiesel right now, we do still have to keep coming and checking up on this machine and making sure that it is fermenting properly. Like, even now, this is just not doing anything. One second. Let me squeeze through here. Put some potatoes in there. Did that work? No, it wasn't enough. And now that one stopped working as well. Okay. Definitely, biodiesel, it needs to be sorted. Like so many other things that still need to be sorted. Look at that, though. What a view. I love seeing the packages all going across. Now, someone did mention that we can actually control how many items get put into each package, because at the minute, each of these packages contains one piece of train track, which is going to cause quite a lot of lag, because there's just so many of these packages. What we can do is we can make it so that the Frogport puts a full stack of track into each package, so there'll be less packages. You know, each pack will contain a stack of train tracks then. Although for now, it doesn't actually seem to have that much impact on performance, to be honest. Like, I mean, I know my performance is never that great anyway. We're at 17 frames per second right now. But honestly, that doesn't seem to be making that much of a difference. Okay, how much have we got? 36. Right, I'm going to have to leave it a bit longer then. What's this minecart contraption? I don't remember making a minecart contraption. Oh, we don't have any track to put it on. Hold on. Have we got... No, that's not running. Oh, we got 1,000 pumpkin slices. Can we bone meal pumpkin slices? Do we have a spare composter to test that on? Upgrade to a 5090. Your game is laggy as fuck. Okay, Lil Juicy, you gonna buy me one? We'll get a couple of stacks of pumpkin slices. We don't actually need the pumpkin slices for eating anymore, because we got the everlasting beef. So we may as well just turn all these into bone meal and then biodiesel. Save up for it. It's £2,000, but it's worth it. £2,000 is way more than I would ever pay for a graphics card. My entire PC cost half that. I paid £1,000 for this PC. Okay, then take these out. They're working! They're all working. Great. Which means... should start going up. Hey, Kian, how you doing? It is going up. Okay, we got 86... 86 buckets. Wait, is a bucket 100 or 1,000? A bucket's 1,000. So we got 88 buckets. Good. Lil Juicy says, you're definitely on PIP. All my taxes go to you, you lucky man. Okay, well, if I was on PIP, then surely you wouldn't want me to be spending £2,000 of your money on a new graphics card, would you? Lil Juicy. Oh, I think we need to put some There's no way it's run out of nuggets already. Come on. There's something on my desk. Not all for you. I'm good, Kian. Thank you. Let's, So how do we change the stack size, then? Because someone told me it was possible. Someone said that we could adjust it so that it fills the package with a full stack of train tracks instead of just one piece in each thing. I guess we could use a threshold switch to detect when there's a full stack in the packager and then package it. Let's go and see how many we've got now, then. Okay, there's still a few packages coming in, so let's just give it a second while they all arrive. Honestly, the lag's not so bad as long as you stay still. You know, just don't move, and you're fine. Okay, last couple coming in now. See, eventually this machine will just be producing rails constantly and we won't have to keep refilling it with stuff. Just like everything else around this base. It will be automated, but it's not yet. Okay, that should be enough train track to at least connect up the coal mine. And if we can connect up the coal mine, we can make steel, and if we can make steel, then we can build a spaceship. So let's focus on the coal mine. Oh, I should have brought some ladders. Should I do ladders or stairs? I'm kind of thinking, because there's a bit of space on either side of the train track, I'm thinking we'll build like a little platform on either side. You definitely on Pip, all my taxes go to you, you lucky man. You already said that, Lil Juicy, and I already read it out, so either you're very forgetful or hard of hearing. But yeah, I'm thinking maybe we'll build a platform on either side. One side for the loading and unloading, and one side for us to just be able to walk up and down. And then maybe we'll put some stairs. I don't know if... Oh, we could do escalators! Oh, yes! Let's do some escalators. Are you on Pip, says Lil Juicy. No, I'm not on Pip, Lil Juicy. God, you're so desperate for me to be on some kind of benefits, right? Because if I'm on some kind of benefits, then you can... Then you have an excuse to just continue shit-talking me, right? And the fact that I'm not just really... It doesn't register in your brain. You can't reconcile that fact. Okay, we don't actually have any escalators right now. How do we make... I've forgotten. It's been so long since we made the escalators. Oh, are they not called escalators? What are they called then? Hold on, let me just go to the Space Center. It is called an escalator. Why is it... Why doesn't it appear there then? It appears when I search escalated. Oh, they're called... That's weird. So they're called metal walkway steps when you craft them, but then when you place them down, they become escalators? Okay, well, either way, I think we'll make some of these. Iron sheets and chains is all we need. Let's do it. Ashbridge Industries. Sorry, I blanked for a second there. Why have we got 39 iron in here? Okay, 10. How many escalators? Do we only get one? Oh, I think we only need one piece, right? It's kind of like with transport belts, I think, where you only actually need one of them, and then you just connect it between 2 points. So, oh, but yeah, we'd need one for going up and one for going down, wouldn't we? Well, I guess we don't actually need one for going down. We can just jump off the side. So we only need one for going up. I'll make two. I'll make two, but I think we'll only have one for going up. I don't really want to build anything too fancy, because it's just a mining drill, you know? We're not really going to be spending too much time there. It's just so that when I am down there, we can get up and down from the top platform to the drilling platform. Okay, shafts. What are we going to make the platform out of? Stone slabs? We'll have to go back to base again to get some. Ooh. Stone slab. We got 102 of those. That'll do. I'm Charlie Smith, by the way, says Lil Juicy. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if you were. Who says South Devon contracted? He's this guy on YouTube who watches all of my live streams. He's like my biggest fan. Literally every live stream I've done in the last 3 months, he's watched. And I can only assume that he has some kind of crush on me, because there's no way you'd dedicate that much of your time to someone that you don't like. You know? Methinks Lil Juicy doth protest too much. That's all I'm saying. Oh shit, I've placed those in the wrong place. I'll go back down for those. Has your dad got blue hair? He does have blue hair, Lil Juicy. He's also on TikTok. You can go and find him. His TikTok username is Deanpool. He's a big Deadpool fan. I know you're trying to, like, dox me or whatever, but everything you're saying is, like, publicly available information. My dad's called Dean Ashbridge. I'm called Saul Rose Ruby Ashbridge. Again, another thing that I've mentioned many times on stream. I'm so proud of myself, says Lil Juicy. What, because you found my public Facebook that has the same name as my public TikTok? Like, you again, all of this information is publicly available. Like, you're not saying anything that I haven't already told everyone on TikTok already. So impressive, says South Devon Contracting. Yeah, the dedication to look at my profile, see that my name is Saul Ashbridge, then go on Facebook and type in Saul Ashbridge. We got a real sleuth over here, real Sherlock.
quality investigation there. I'm just realizing I've made a slight mistake because I've put the slabs on the bottom half of the block, but the escalator is going to come out on the top half. Let's just see how it looks. Okay, there we go. I've just broken it. Well done, Storm. Let's try that again. There we go, there's our escalator. And it does come out half a block too tall. Now, honestly, if I was making the platforms a realistic height, they'd actually be 2 blocks tall, because if we go back and look at the train, well, actually, we'll not go back, we'll not waste time, but the doors on the train are a full 2 blocks above the ground, so the platforms should be a lot higher. I'm not going to make them that high, but I think I will put them up another half a block. Can we make connected smooth stone? Or is there some kind of other stone that we could use that would connect? Aztec pillar. I guess some of the layered blocks. We got layered granite. Hold on, let me just sleep because it's dark. Yeah, we got layered granite, but I'm not sure that that's the best color for a train platform. It's so easy to rage bait you, says Lil Juicy. Yeah, as you can see, Lil Juicy, I'm absolutely seething with rage right now. I can barely contain myself, honestly. Okay, so we'll get. We could try andesite. Andesite's a nice medium grey colour, which would be appropriate for a train station platform, I reckon. Are you in debt, says Lil Juicy? Evidently not as much as you, Mr. £1,000 in Klarna debt. Is your dad in debt? No. What is this line of questioning, Lil Juicy? Are you trying to sell me some kind of debt reduction scheme or something? Is that why you're here? Are you just a salesman? I don't need help clearing any debt, don't worry. Ooh, tough. No, tough's a little bit too dark. And, ooh, diorite andesite checker tone. This looks cool. Let's try making some of that. We don't have diorite. Or that much andesite, to be honest. Let's go for a little mine. Let's go do a little mining. I know where we can find diorite. I'm not sure where. Let's get diorite first, because I know where there is diorite. We'll go to Azure Mures. There's diorite there. Okay, the poinsettia are actually just recolored poppies. I thought they might be. Azure Mures. Oh, look at this! The trees have got Christmas baubles on them. Cute. Oh, the sugar cane is candy cane as well.
Oh, I love this texture pack. This is really cool. Obviously, it's only for the Christmas periods. In the new year, we'll go back to the default Minecraft textures, but this is cute. I like it. Okay, let's get ourselves some diorite. Little Juicy seems to have got bored now, says South Devon contracting. Oh, he'll be back. He'll be back. These trolls, like, they genuinely do not have anything better to do. Which is funny, because they always come onto my streams like, oh, do you really have nothing better to do than play Minecraft? I'm like, you've watched the last 50 live streams that I've done. Are we serious right now? And you're accusing me of not having anything better to do. He probably left to go find some evidence from Google. Yeah, he'll probably come back in about 10 minutes and be like, oh, I've discovered irrefutable proof that you, Saul Ashbridge, are transgender. And then we'll all give him a round of applause for his expert detective work. However did he figure that one out? How deep did he have to dig to find that? Whoa, that's a bit more than I think we're probably going to need, but it's always good to be prepared, you know. I'd rather have too much than too little. So we'll take our 11 stacks, I think that is, of diorite, and we'll go and get some andesite. What mod we using for the calcite and basalt deposit, says Toby? I'm using Terralith, Toby. Great mod, Terralith. It basically completely overhauls the world generation without adding in any new blocks. So it's all vanilla blocks, but there's loads of new biomes and stuff like that. This is the Yellowstone biome. So it's kind of like volcanic. There's lots of like yellow concrete, magma, calcite, and as you say, basalt. But it's a really great mod if you want something that adds in new terrain generation without a load of new blocks. Because that's a big problem that I have with mods like Biomes Aplenty. And I like Biomes Aplenty, it's a good mod, but my problem with Biomes Aplenty is that it adds in a load of new blocks. And they really have no purpose apart from making the biomes look different. Whereas with Terralith, it adds in all of these new biomes without adding any new blocks. So it's really cool. Really great mod. And I also recommend, from the same creators, there's a mod called Incendium, which adds new biomes in the nether, and there's one called Nullscape, which adds new biomes in the end. And again, none of them add any new blocks, just new biomes and new terrain generation. Thank you for following, by the way, Toby. Where's my stone cutter? Oh, I put it in my backpack, didn't I? I've got a stone cutter in my backpack now. I forgot about that. We want to make... Oh, this is calcite, not diorite. Shit. I don't actually know where we would find diorite then. For some reason, I got diorite and calcite confused in my head because they're both like a similar color. We're going to have to just try looking underground then for diorite, I guess. I mean, the calcite will be useful for later. You can see I'm a big fan of calcite. Both of my existing buildings are made of calcite, so we'll definitely use it. But for this particular thing, it has to be diorite. See if we can rustle some up. And obviously we need andesite as well, so let's see if we can get a couple of stacks of each. Diorite anywhere. Lots of granite. Obviously this cave is made of granite, so plenty of that. That's not what we're here for. Ow. Oh my god! The Endermen have got stockings. That's so cool. I love this this Christmassy texture pack. I'm not seeing any diorite though. You know what? I feel like we're wasting time. We can just make the platforms out of regular stone bricks for now, and then when I get some diorite, we can upgrade them. I've got other stuff that I want to be getting on with in this stream. We've already been live for an hour, and we haven't actually got that much done, so I'm just going to head straight back to base. We'll make the platforms out of stone for now. Where's the way back? I'm lost. Where? Oh, it's here. What do you think of the Christmassy overlay, guys, by the way? If you're watching on TikTok. If you're watching on YouTube or Twitch, the stream just looks exactly the same as normal. But if you're watching on TikTok, it's looking Christmassy. Do you like it? Shall I keep it for the festive periods? I thought I'd try it out, because last year I didn't really do anything for Christmas, apart from the end-of-year stream. This year I thought, you know, I might decorate the stream a little bit. Add some borders and snow and stuff like that, just to make it feel a bit more Christmassy. Is it working? Are you feeling Christmassy? I like it. I think it's good. Okay, we can't sleep yet. Raw calamari. Where did we pick this up from? It looks nice. Thanks, Kian. Okay, bricks. Granite bricks. Cat granite. No, they're different kind of granite bricks. Stone bricks? Do we not have stone bricks? We got stone brick slabs. Concrete. What's the concrete situation? Real life train stations have concrete platforms, don't they? Sometimes. The problem, but then again, the problem with concrete in Minecraft is it has no texture. It's basically just a plain color. I want a bit of texture. Hey, horse lover, how are you doing? Oh, we got stone bricks here. What else could we do? We can't recut those. Not really many options there. Ooh, stone brick blocks. Yes. Perfect. I like those. They're just a bit darker than smooth stone slabs. We'll need a few more of them. But I think these will look really good. We're also going to need a water wheel to power the escalator, because I don't want to be wasting unnecessary power. You know, I don't want to be diverting power from the mining drill to power an escalator. The escalator can be self-sufficient. So just make a big water wheel. Take your time. Thank you. Stone brick blocks. There we go. Coal mine. Okay, yeah, now we're talking. This looks like a train platform. This is the perfect colour, I think, for this kind of thing. Should we... I mean, I don't know how long the platform's going to be in this direction. Presumably longer than this. You know, this isn't going to be the full length of the platform. Maybe I shouldn't... Maybe I should have had the escalator facing that way, since the platform's going to continue in that direction. It doesn't really make sense, like, you come up the escalator and you're right at the end of the platform, and then I have to turn around and walk along it. You know what I mean? We'll see. Well, actually, no. If I quickly pop over to the iron mine... No. Yeah, pop over to the iron mine. Which is running full pelt, by the way, now that we've got the chunk loader issue fixed. Ow. Oh, lag. Big lag. Okay, the train's still here. Good. It's currently holding 168 raw iron. And there's still 17, nearly 18 buckets of biodiesel to be used. Now, one slight drawback, I didn't really think about this when I was building the train. The plan was always, the train brings the biodiesel, it empties, and then it goes back with the iron ore. The problem is I've actually added too much space for biodiesel. There's too much tank space, so the train can hold 27,000 millibuckets of biodiesel, which means it's going to take ages for the train to be emptied before it can then take the iron back to the factory. So we might not have thought this entirely through. The solution might be to reduce the storage capacity so that it only has one tank. Because it's currently got 3 tanks in there. Each tank holds... No, wait. Each tank holds 8,000 millibuckets, right? Or is it 16? It must be 16. Yeah. So each tank holds 16 buckets. There's 3 tanks in there, so that's 24 buckets. So if we reduce it to just one tank, then it'll only hold 8 buckets. That's the solution. That's what needs to be done. But anyway, that's not why I'm here. I'm here to count how long the platform needs to be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46. Okay, I've gone over. 45, 44, 43, 42, 41, 40, 39, 38, 37, 36, 35. That's good. That's good. 2 chunks is 32 blocks. 35, 34, 33, 32. But that's not long enough. 3 chunks would be 48 blocks, but then the platform is going to be way too long. We need something... Maybe we could go 40 blocks. That's 3.5 chunks. I think that'd be a reasonable length. We'll build a 40-block platform. That's the plan. Couldn't you just adjust the driver settings to leave after you only using a small amount of it? We could do that, Kian, yeah. The problem is, like... The problem is when, like, how much, because if we do it that way, then we'd have to measure it based on how much iron ore it's carrying. So how would we? I mean, we could say, like, maybe when it's as soon as you've got 3 stacks of iron ore, come back to base, or 4 stacks of iron ore, or whatever. We could do it that way. Yeah, not a bad idea. I didn't mean to do that. We'll, let me do this first, and then we'll reconsider the schedule for the train. I wonder if you could use daylight sensors. I wonder if you could set it up with a daylight sensor so that the train comes back once a day. Like, as soon as it gets dark, it sends a signal to the train driver to leave, and the train comes back to base. And then in the morning, it goes back out there. That could be an interesting experiment. The only problem then is once we've got multiple trains, obviously we're going to have like 3 or 4 trains trying to get into the platform at the exact same time every day. So maybe that wouldn't work very well in the long run. But it could be cool just to test it. You know, it could be an intriguing concept, I think. Like, I imagine if you were on like a multiplayer world and you had like a passenger shuttle going between people's bases, you could maybe use daylight sensors to put that on a schedule on a loop so that it goes to each player's station once a day. Obviously, you could achieve that effect without daylight sensors, but I don't know, I'm just curious as to how well that might work. I'm not going to do the last stack, I don't have time. That'll be enough. So, coal mine. Right now, this platform is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 blocks long. And we are at the chunk border. So, actually, this is interesting. The train obviously doesn't take up a full chunk. So what if we added 2 full chunks in this direction? 32 plus 11, that'd give us a 43 block platform. But if we're going to do that, we might as well... I don't know. I'm really not sure. Let me try it. Let me try it. That's 1 chunk. That's 2 chunks. Okay, so the platform will be this long. It seems reasonable. This is going to be a 43 block platform. I guess we could actually make it the full 3 chunks and just have like a bit of platform at the end so you can walk around the end of the track. Because this isn't going to be a through station, it's going to be a terminus like the other stations that we built so far. I don't think we are going to be building any through stations. Not for a while, at least. Okay, there we go. So that will be our full-length platform. You look like the dream guy. Who's the dream guy? Oh, we're not going to have enough blocks, are we? Search it up? What, search Dream Guy? Like, could you give me something more specific to search than just Dream Guy? That sounds incredibly vague. He appears in a lot of people's dreams. Oh, that Dream Guy. Okay. Thanks, I guess. I mean, I don't. But, sure. Okay, there we go. 2 platforms, and we... Well... It's 2 platforms, but there's only going to be 1 track. Did I actually need to build 2 platforms if there's only going to be 1 track? I don't know. We've done it now. We've built it. And it's 3 chunks long. So, great work, Saul. Now, if we show the chunk borders again, I am going to continue it to this chunk border as well. I know there's a bit of an overhang here, but... Oh, we are going to need more stone blocks. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 more blocks, at least. I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Let's call it 19 and we'll fill this whole square in. And then the buffers can go here. Ow. Okay, we are going to have to smelt some more cobblestone, unfortunately. It annoys me that you can't speed... It annoys me that speeding up the fan doesn't speed up how fast the smelting happens. The only way to speed it up is to add more fans, which doesn't really make sense. Seems a bit illogical. But there we go. Train station done. We do need the actual station block. So back to base again. I think we got one. We don't. How do I make a train station? Compass and a train casing. Well, we've definitely got train casings. I made train casings. Okay, we don't have train casings. We got sturdy sheets, though, to make train casings with. Good. And a compass. Would you recommend buying the new Nordic Horizons DLC in Euro Truck? I definitely would, Horse Lover, yes. I really, really enjoyed playing it on stream on Tuesday, and I have been playing it a bit, you know, in my free time as well. I've really enjoyed it so far. It's it's some of their best work yet,
You know, I think SCS Software, they really do like outdo themselves with each update. And this Nordic Horizons one is really great. Make sure if you've got another £4 lying around, make sure you get the new Forest Machinery pack as well, because they really go together really well. Obviously, the northern Scandinavian regions very well known for their logging. So there's a forestry equipment DLC that adds in a load of new machinery that you can transport, like logging equipment and stuff like that. So I definitely recommend that as well. Okay, I'm just going to put the train station here for now. It's not going to stay there because the train will completely overshoot and derail. But it's going to be roughly in that area. Now if we head down... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, we've got 9 blocks between each span. I don't want to keep that up because it's not a great pattern. I'd rather make it 8 blocks because then we can have 2 spans per chunk. I don't think people would notice if this one's 9 blocks wide and the next one's 8 blocks wide, right? And if they do, who cares? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right here where this tree is. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One there. Thanks. Going to purchase now. I think you'll enjoy it, Horse Lover. I do. Okay, next one here. Ah. Now we've only got 7. Well, that is going to look out of place. That's definitely going to be noticeable. How has that happened? This is on the chunk border, right? So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... Wait. Okay, I miscounted. That's my bad. Should be here. And then this one's obviously out of place as a result. What's your go-to favourite drink that you've tried? Do you mean a soft drink, Kian? My favourite soft drink is Iron Brew. I love Iron Brew. In particular, the original 1901 recipe. But regular Iron Brew's great too. I've always been a big Iron Brew fan. Oh, I accidentally pressed F4 instead of F3 there. That's why that debug message appeared just then. I don't have that often. It's good though. Oh, I have it as often as I can. I can't stand Iron Brew, but I'll drink Monster, Boost, and Relentless. All good choices. All good choices, Dre Dog. As you know, Monster's my preferred energy drink. But yeah, I am an Iron Brew fan. I can't deny it. I do love me some Iron Brew. Okay, this is looking good. I'm wondering, actually, should I continue these spans across the center? I don't know. Actually, no, I think we should, because obviously there's going to be train track over the middle. And it would look a bit weird if the train track was just floating. So we're going to have to continue these girders. We might as well continue the cross ones as well. Got a favourite monster flavour? Yeah, my favourite monster is actually Ultraviolet, which you can't buy commercially, like, off the shelf in the UK anymore. You can get it online from a couple of places, but, like, they don't sell it at retail in the UK anymore, which is a shame, because I absolutely love it. It tastes like Parma Violets. But I like Original Monster. honestly. I really enjoy the original flavour. And I feel like the original's the easiest to buy. Because not many flavours come in bulk packs. Like, not many flavours come in 4-packs or 9-packs. There's a couple. But I find, like, the original flavour is just the easiest to get in bigger packs. And I also think it's just a nice flavour, you know? So yeah, it might be a bit of a boring answer. My proper favourite is Ultraviolet, which is the Parma Violet one, but my second favourite is just good old original. There we go. How's that looking? Good, very good. I am realising another mistake that I've made, though. You see, the problem is, the mining drill is right down at this end of the platform, but the train is going to have unloading equipment at this end of the platform. Which means we've got extra work for ourselves now. We're going to have to transport materials all the way from this end of the platform to this end of the platform. We should have really made it so that the mining drill was in the middle. We should have built the platform a little bit further that way. But I like it where it is for now. We've already built it. I'm not going to waste too much time. Draydog says, I was going to say, if you watch the streams, we'll know that the original is one of your faves. Yes, I do drink a lot of Monster on stream. Don't have any today, though. I'm on the Coca-Cola again today. But I've got my shopping coming tonight, about 8 o'clock, and I have ordered a 9-pack of Monster again. So on Wednesday, for Soma, I'll probably be drinking the Monster again. Might be Ultra Black. Have you had the Monster Black? Not the original, there's another one that's pure black. I don't think I'm familiar with that one, Kian, no. But tell me more. What flavour is it? I find that Monster, in general, is really hard to describe the flavour of. Like, there's some great Monsters out there, and if you asked me to describe what they taste like, I couldn't tell you. I couldn't put into words. It's kind of the same with Iron Brew, to be honest. What is Iron Brew? What does Iron Brew taste like? It tastes like Iron Brew. There's literally no other frame of reference for what it tastes like. It's just such a unique flavour. I feel like Monster is kind of similar. Like, there are some flavours that just... you can't describe it. You can't compare it to anything else that exists. They're very distinctive flavours, mostly. Exactly, Kian. Very, very distinctive. I've bought it. Gonna play and watch a stream. I'm gonna multitask. Nice one, Horse Lover. Let me know how you find it. Like I say, I think you'll have a lot of fun. We're gonna need to make some more girders, by the way. Which means we're going to need some more iron. Oh, the lag again. You'll notice that the lag, it increases whenever I approach the factory. And that is... there's a very notable reason for that being the case. Feels like the biodiesel's not going up again. It isn't, because we're not producing... We have got to do something about this. Next live stream, we're going to sort the fermenter problem, because it's really annoying me now. Oh, whoa, what's happened here? Lift malfunction. The doors are open, but the lift's not here. What's going on? Okay, we might have to do some lift maintenance as well in the next stream if that happens again. That's very unsafe.
Okay, off to make some more girders. There's so many loose ends that I really ought to tie up. Maybe that'll be the Christmas live stream. I don't want to make too much progress in the end of year live stream because it's not a regular Minecraft Monday and people might miss it. So maybe for the Christmas stream I'll spend an hour just cleaning things up around the base, like fixing the fermenter and making sure that the whole base is powered by the diesel generator, because this steam engine is really struggling at the minute. And just stuff like that, like just tidying things up, rather than making any serious progress towards building the rocket and stuff like that. Because I wouldn't want to build my rocket and go to the moon on a live stream that no one's going to watch. I want to do that on a regular Minecraft Monday stream, where I know that people are going to be here. Not many people, but people. Hi everyone who is here. Are there any Yogscast fans out there, by the way? It's the first day of Jingle Jam today. I'm looking forward to it. Last year was the first time that I ever actually watched Jingle Jam live, and I really loved it, so I'm looking forward to this one. But yeah, I'm a big Yogscast fan. And this series is definitely not a rip-off of Jaffa Quest. Or Jaffa Factory 2, or whatever. Although I will admit, I have taken some ideas from Jaffa Factory 2 and used them in my own, in this series. And probably will continue to do so. What's Jingle Jam? It's a charity live stream event by the Yogscast. If you're not familiar with the Yogscast, it's like a YouTube group. It's like a group of, like, I think there's like 30 different YouTubers, and they've all got their own individual channels. Oops, sorry. They've all got their own individual channels, but they also do, like, a lot of projects together and stuff like that, and there's a lot of, like, crossover. But every Christmas, they do Jingle Jam, which is, like, a huge event where they basically get all the team together and do, like, 2 weeks of constant live streaming. They play a load of games, they, you know, do a load of activities, and they raise money for charity. They've got, I think, 8 charities this year, and there's some really good causes there. There's Bristol Children's Hospital, because they're based in Bristol. There's the Trevor Project, there's Autistica, War Child, the World Wildlife Fund. There's some really good charities, you know, some really good causes there. And they're partnered with Tiltify, who they sell, like, each year they sell, like, a gaming bundle. And they play some of the games from the bundle during the Jingle Jam as well, to, like, give you a bit of a look at them. But if you buy the bundle, 50% of it goes to the charities as part of the event. So it's good fun, and it's a really good cause, honestly. Multiple really good causes. Might have to look into it. You should, yeah, consider giving it a try, Kian. If you're not a Yogscast fan already, it might be a bit daunting because there's so many people, and they'll all be completely unfamiliar to you. But yeah, it's like I say, it's a lot of fun, and it's all for charity. So. Okay, there we go. Am I running low on train track again? Nope, I've got more in my bag. Right. Okay, so the train track... The station is now definitely long enough for the train. And how does it look from down here? Let's see. Oh, that's good. I like that. I'm happy with it. We're definitely going to move the escalator. I don't like the escalator being where it is. But this looks very good. It feels like the L in Chicago, which has a lot of over-the-road running. Obviously, there's no road, but yeah, it's. I like it. I like it. And again, the advantage is, because we're right over the mining drill, is when the train comes in, it can just unload and load directly into the mining drill below it, which is going to be very handy. Now, where should we put the train... where should we put the escalator? I'm thinking, if the waystone's here, the escalator should be, like, right next to the waystone. Maybe going that way? Or... Actually, maybe it's not bad here. What if I were to move it back a couple of blocks? So that it came out in line with the end of the track, maybe. So if I moved it back 3 blocks, let's try that. Okay, get rid of that. And there. There. There we go. Okay. Ooh, I don't know. I don't like that it cuts into the... Although I guess, actually, when it's done, it'll be surrounded. Like this. So you won't actually see it clipping into the floor there. That could work. Let me just sleep. I'll move it a block forward. I'll move it 1 block forward. I think as well, because there's a girder underneath it, it'll look better being a block further forward. So we'll put it there. And then ignore that. Don't worry about it. The other one here. That's it. That'll do nicely. Okay, granite. Let's take a couple of these up. And then... there we go. I guess we could... if I grab a few more granite blocks... the thing is, I'm spending too much time trying to make it look nice, and not enough time trying to make it look functional. Which is something that I'm known to do in these streams. Spending way too much time trying to get it looking perfect. And also something I will no doubt continue to do. Okay, what if we put it here? Do I want the escalator going straight down to just a dead end, though? Maybe we'll go a couple more blocks. Let's go to here. No, not there.
Look at this. This is what I mean about the Silk Touch pick. Not the Silk Touch. The efficiency 4 shovel. It's just way too fast sometimes. I don't really want to build a retaining wall here. Could we just keep it like that? I might just keep it like that. At least for now. Okay. The other thing is, we do still need to power the escalator here. Which means somewhere we're going to have a gearbox. Oh. Oh, can we power... Wait. Can we power it from underneath? Hold on. If we can power it from underneath, I didn't realise we could do that. Yeah, there's a shaft connection underneath. Right. And there's already some water down here. How would we... I mean, there's definitely space down here for a large water wheel, so let's bang one in. And let's get ourselves a bucket of water. Okay, the problem is it's going to have to go... Just get rid of this tree. It's going to have to go a block further forward, isn't it? It's going to have to go there. There we go. Okay, the water wheel is turning. Now we just have to stop. Google, stop listening to me. Vertical gearbox. Oh no, a regular gearbox, then a vertical gearbox. Which we're going to have to make. Oh, actually, no, we could use a chain drive for this, couldn't we? Encased chain drive. Yeah, and there we go. That is incredibly slow. We definitely need to speed that up. But it does work. We got an escalator. Yeah, let's step the speed up on this a bit. How should we step the speed up? We could use a clutch. Although, actually, no, maybe we'll do it the old-fashioned way with some cogwheels, right? Why not? Let me just dump some shit in my backpack, because we got way too much on us. Big cogwheel, small cogwheel. Do we not have small cogwheels? Oh, there. Okay, I see another problem. Oh, I've just broken the water wheel. I can't get out. Rooted dirt. What? Why do I have rooted dirt? What is rooted dirt for? Why does it exist? Okay, this is the very messy and inefficient way of doing this, but as long as it works, does it really matter how inefficient it is? There we go. How's that? I mean, it's still quite slow.
I feel like it's a realistic escalator speed. That's how fast a real escalator would move, but it's not fast enough for our needs. So I'm going to make a... I think it's a clutch. Is it a clutch that doubles the speed? No, a clutch just stops it. How... what's... oh, gear shift. Gear shift. Okay, can we make one of those, maybe, please? We don't have redstone. Why do we not have redstone? Back to base. Gear shift. Thank you. And a lever. We don't have a lever. We don't have a lever. Okay. Okay, so now it's rotating at realistic speed. Now it's rotating the wrong way. So a gear shift doesn't actually... What am I thinking of? What am I thinking of that doubles the speed? Reverses the transmission. Oh, is it a chain? It's a chain drive, isn't it? Yep. You know what? We could just make a rotation speed controller. We've got precision mechanisms, I'm pretty sure, back at base. We don't have precision mechanisms. Why? Why do we never have... Why do we never have the things that we need? Okay, gold sheet. Small cogwheels. Large cogwheels. Iron nuggets. And we need to do these one at a time. Otherwise, they end up making something else that we don't want. Yet another thing that I've been saying I was going to automate for the last 10 episodes, and we still haven't. So disorganized. Oh, it worked. Fantastic. Now, while I'm here, I would quite like to make a couple more. So that next time I need some, I'm not saying, why have we not got any precision mechanisms? Because next time, we'll just have some. You know? You get me? Are you still there, by the way, horse lover? If so, what's your first impressions of the new DLC? Okay, win some, lose some. We made 2, and we only needed 1, so we have at least got 1 spare. God, my backpack needs sorting as well. Sleep. I need to get a jukebox. I need to get a jukebox mod for my bag so that I can listen to music discs. Can we make one of those now? I know I'm getting sidetracked again, but... Okay, jukebox upgrade. Jukebox, upgrade base, iron. Oh, we need a diamond! Oh, balls. Maybe we got a jukebox. No. Well, that's annoying. Anyway. Get rid of all of this fancy machinery. Well, all of this rudimentary machinery. This is the fancy machinery. This thing. And I would like it to spin as fast as it possibly can before the water wheel gets overstressed. Gearbox. Vertical, please. I would like you to be a vertical gearbox. That's better. First of all, is it going the right way? No, it isn't. It needs to go the other way, and let's see if we can do it at 32. Still too slow. Still too slow. It's getting better. Again, it's faster than a real escalator, but it's still a bit slower than I would like it to be. Let's try... Can we go all the way up to 64? Okay, this might be a bit too fast. That's perfect, actually. It looks like it's moving really fast, you know, because obviously a real escalator would never move this fast. But when you're on it, it feels like a reasonable amount of time spent on the escalator. You know, again, that's the thing with Minecraft. Sometimes having things be realistically proportioned, or, you know, having something move at a realistic speed, it doesn't look or feel quite right within Minecraft. And I think this is a good example of that. It just, you know, although it looks like it's going too fast, when you're on it, it feels like the perfect speed. So I'm happy with that. I'm also happy to know now that we can power these from underneath, because back at the Space Center, we've powered these with a gearbox in between, with a shaft going into the sides. But now that I know we can power them with a shaft underneath, that's going to make it a lot more compact for future escalators. Hey Sol, how you been? I'm good, Stormtrooper, thank you. How have you been? I'm going to move the coal mine waystone back a bit to here. There we go. Back to base. And we'll move it up the list. We'd probably best put it on the front page for now, because we're going to be going there a lot. Oh, this is perfect. Okay, this brings us out in the perfect spot to be able to go upstairs, and also the perfect spot to be able to check out the equipment in front of us. Good work. Good work. Now, in terms of getting back down, I don't really want to put a down escalator, because they take up quite a lot of space. And we don't really need a down escalator when we can just jump off. However, I do take a little bit of fall damage when I jump off, so maybe we should have a little pool of water somewhere, just discreet, you know, so that it doesn't look like it's there to be jumped into, but it really is there to be jumped into. That's what I'm thinking. Let's grab a couple of buckets and see if we can make something of that description. I mean, maybe... God, the snow is really bright. Maybe something like this. Although, I think that's a bit too obvious. Like I say, I don't want it to look like it's designed to be fallen into. I want it to look like just a naturally occurring little patch of water that you can also use to get down. It's really fucking hard to see because the snow is... Look at this. I'm gonna get snow blindness from Minecraft, genuinely. Okay, let's get some buckets. Let's patch this up, and let's see where else we could have it. I'm thinking. Do you ever play adventure maps on stream? Says Pappy Chuckle. I don't, Pappy Chuckle. No, I don't. I don't really play adventure maps in general on Minecraft. I've never really been that interested in them, to be honest. Well, I say never, but there was a time way back when. But I just think I don't think Minecraft adventure maps are as good as they used to be. To be honest. I think the days of the truly great Minecraft adventure maps are behind us at this point in time. What if you do a hay bale instead of water? Do hay bales negate fall damage? If so, that's definitely would make a good replacement. There we go. I like that idea. The only problem is it does leave the trapdoor open then. Which means you could accidentally fall into it. They reduce it by 80% apparently. Ah, that actually would be enough for a fall, because this isn't a very big fall, really. A hay bale could negate that. I'll bear it in mind. We'll keep it as it is for now, but I'll definitely bear that in mind. For now, the trapdoor, it's a bit lazy and doesn't look that good, but it works. It works, you know. I just don't want to put in a down escalator. That's the only thing. I don't think there's really enough space to have a down escalator. So we're kind of just cheating by having a drop to get back down. And I think that works. In any case, we have a way now to get up and down to the train platform. Now we need to connect the train platform to the rest of our rail network. So the track comes down here. We need to head to that chunk there. Do we have enough rails for all of this? We have 128 plus 45. No, that's definitely not enough. That's going to get us 16, 32, right, 4 chunks. 1, 2, 3, 4 chunks. 1, 2. Okay, we're going to be... I'd say we're about a stack short. If we can head back to base and get another stack of rails made, I think that should be enough. So we're going to need more zinc ingots. Slime blocks may be better if you want a bounce. Could use slime blocks, yeah, that's another option. Like I say, I think we'll keep it as it is for now, but definitely... I don't want it to stay as water. We will try and sub something else in. Or I might just end up making the whole train station bigger and then putting a down escalator in. I don't know. But for now, we'll stick with the up escalator and the water drop. Bonjour, Spooky Satan. How are you doing today? Welcome back. Okay, that's something running again. And how are we doing for biodiesel? 77,000. Right. There we go, just take the potatoes out. Oh, they're all working. Good. That's all it takes. The thing is, at the minute, this is the only machine that actually uses biodiesel. I guess the iron mining drill does as well, but that's not going to need refueling for a while. So at the minute, we're literally just making biodiesel for it to immediately be used by the machine that's making it. Seems a bit like a pointless exercise, to be brutally honest. And there go the packages. I will never get over watching the packages go along the chain conveyors. It just is such a cool thing to see. Speaking of the iron mine, let's go and have a quick look and see how we're getting on. Oh, lag again. It always seems to lag not straight after you teleport, but a few seconds after you teleport. There's a huge lag spike. Okay, there's only 15 buckets of biodiesel left in the tanker. And there's 295 iron in the train, in the truck right now. So by the time it's finished, there's going to be like 10, 12 stacks of iron ready to be taken back to the factory. That is cool. That's really cool. I honestly can't wait until the train actually goes back to the factory on its own without me sending it back. Because at the minute, it hasn't done that yet. At the minute, I've had to send the train back and forth manually. But eventually, sometime quite soon, hopefully, the train will automatically come back to the factory to pick up more biodiesel and drop off the iron, and that's going to be very exciting. Oh, Christmas chests, by the way. Forgot about those. Look at it all come. It's very slow. The only problem with this chain conveyor system is if you want stuff very quickly, like if I wanted a stack of train tracks just right now, can't do that. Gotta wait for them to go all the way to the main storage vault. I mean, we could just take them off the line. Every single one of these packages has one single piece of train track in it. It's very inefficient, and yet it looks very cool. So we're gonna keep it this way for now. Oh, there's a spot of a skeleton under that tree. Get away from my tree farm, which isn't actually turned on at the minute because we've got way too much wood. It's just such a sight, you know, it's just incredible to see. And yes, we could have had a more direct route. We could have just had a diagonal chain going from the factory straight to the storage vault. But this looks so much cooler seeing them take this huge round trip, you know? I'm very much... You know, I'm very much style over substance with Minecraft, to be honest. I'd prefer to make something that looks beautiful but works horribly. And, I think this is that. In a nutshell, this looks beautiful, but it's terribly inefficient. Okay, the first few packages are actually starting to go into the storage vault now. So we put in 9 stacks of zinc ingots. We should get 4.5 stacks of rail from that. In the meantime, I'm going to take some more pumpkin slices and try and boost our
bone meal production a little bit. Ugh. Lag. Okay. We'll go and pop these in the top of the hoppers up here. That'll make us some more biodiesel. Take the potatoes out. Yeah, I think the best option, even though it's not going to look as good, the best option is to have 2 separate hoppers, one for bone meal and one for potatoes. Because at the minute, as I was saying earlier, we got one chute that takes bone meal and potatoes into the machine. So if the machine gets full of potatoes and there's also a potato in the chute, the potato can't move out of the chute, but that also means that bone meal can't go into the chute, if that makes sense. So as soon as one of the machines fills with potatoes, there ends up being a backlog of potatoes. Or vice versa with bone meal. So yeah, I think we need a second insertion point so that the bone meal and potatoes get put in at separate ends of the machine, rather than trying to put them both in at the top. Horribly inefficient as well in terms of how much it actually loses. We got 117 buckets of biodiesel though. I think I'm happy with that. And the train track machine has stopped working again. It's run out. It's literally just run out. The last package is on its way up. Which means there's some more train track waiting for us. Let's go and get it. There we go. That'll do for now. Oh, we're going to need more girders too, aren't we? Look. The thing about girders is they look so good for making suspended train tracks. They look so good for making, like, raised railway lines. But they're so expensive and also a complete pain in the fucking arse to make. Hi, G, how are you doing today? We'll make some more. We'll make a few more, I guess. I definitely need to do something about the lag problem. I am aware of the lag problem. Look, I know that the game lags a lot, and I know that it isn't pleasant to look at. I'm just not sure yet what I'm going to do about it. But maybe I do need to get a better graphics card, you know. That would be the simplest solution, but they're very expensive, you know. Maybe I can fiddle with the game settings. I don't know. Or I could turn down the stream settings a little bit, so the stream would be slightly lower quality, but the game would be better. I'll have a think, and hopefully, when I come back from my Christmas break in the new year, hopefully we'll have some sort of fix to the lag problem. Although, as Pappy Chuckle says, Minecraft is just horribly optimized and is always CPU bottlenecked. Genuinely, like. I've genuinely seen... some of my friends have got really, really high-end GPUs, and they still have performance issues on Minecraft. This is not a well-optimized game. And adding a load of mods into the mix definitely doesn't help. Beachy says, the setup looks different, or is it just because you're not using your steering wheel? Yes, Beachy, I'm at a different camera angle today. My steering wheel's over here. But because I'm using keyboard and mouse for Minecraft, that's why I'm sat at my second monitor. Yeah, look at these though. It's definitely worth it. I know the girders are expensive to make, but they're so perfect for building railway infrastructure. They're very good. How expensive is monorail track? Because I don't want to build any monorail on Earth, but I'm thinking when we get to space and we start building bases on the moon and Mars and stuff like that, it would be really cool and futuristic to build monorails everywhere. They are, however, ridiculously expensive. Metal girder, which is 3 iron ingots. Brackets, I think that's another 2 1/3 iron ingots. And an iron plate. So that's 6.5 iron ingots to make 6 pieces of monorail track. Basically 1 iron ingot per monorail track, which actually, when you put it like that, isn't that bad. So maybe we could build some monorails when we go to the moon, or Mars, or wherever else we end up. Hey, Logs, by the way, how are you doing today? Single-threaded Java code, unfortunately. I did hear about a Vulkan rendering app mod, but not sure what's happened with that. API mod. Ah, right. Yeah, single-threaded. I mean, look, at the end of the day, it's Notch's fault for making the game in Java in the first place. Like, what I will never understand what possessed the man to do that. It's not... I mean, it's not for games, you know? It's not a good engine for making games. It's not a good script to... It's not even an engine. It's not a good script to use to make games, Java, you know? Notch must be putting the stocks and pelleted with tomatoes, says Pappy Chuckle. Honestly, for many reasons. But yeah, I mean, it's not like Bedrock's much better. I mean, in theory, Bedrock could be better because, you know, using C++, you know, like, in theory, could make for a better game if the development team was in any way competent. As we've all seen in the last few weeks with the recent issues with Bedrock Edition, that's not the case. So both versions are just terrible in their own ways at the minute. Bedrock's slightly more optimized on the rendering side. Yeah, in my experience, Bedrock has historically run a lot smoother for me than Java. But again, obviously it's got a whole host of other problems. I just think it's a situation that doesn't really have an easy fix. Obviously, they can't discontinue Java because people would lose their minds, and rightly so, you know. But, like, ever since day one, ever since they, you know, announced Bedrock, which would be, like, this unified version that works on all platforms, ever since then, they've basically had to keep reminding everyone, we're definitely not going to stop Java, we're definitely going to keep updating Java as well. And I think if they decided to stop Java at any point, there would be absolute carnage, so much outrage. And again, rightly so, they can't discontinue Java at this point. They've kind of got themselves into this situation where they have to keep both versions going, even though both versions have their own glaring problems that can't really be fixed, because, I mean, they're so, like, fundamentally flawed on a structural level. They released the source code for Java. That is true. They have made the source code for Java. Java's open source now, which is an interesting development. We'll say no more about it for the minute. It's happened. It's a thing that's happened. Why? We don't. It's happened, right? It's happened. For better or worse. The code will have a breaking point. That's true, Pappy Chuckle. That is true. Eventually, there will come a time where Java just cannot work at all anymore. Obviously can improve it, but not by a substantial amount. Yeah, that's the thing. Again, like, they can't discontinue Java. They also can't, like, really fix the fundamental issues with Java. They can patch it up, they can optimize certain bits of the code, but again, the fact that it's in Java in the first place is kind of a fundamental flaw that can't really be solved. Am I going to keep doing 8, or should I switch to... I think we'll do 16 blocks. We'll do a full chunk between each pillar for the next section. What do you reckon Minecraft will look like in, say, 5 to 10 years, says Spooky Satan? Honestly, I couldn't say. I can't imagine. There's a lot of good stuff that I could see happening, but there's also a lot of bad stuff that I could potentially see happening as well. I feel like a problem that a lot of people have had with recent Minecraft updates is that the content of them is a lot more sanitized than it used to be. I'm talking about stuff like the fact that they don't add in animals that you can kill for food anymore. Like, I don't think they've added in a new food-bearing animal for years at this point, and like every animal that they add, in fact, I don't think any animal even drops anything on death anymore. Like, for the last like few updates, all of the animals that they've added, they only drop stuff like naturally, like armadillos shed their scutes and stuff like that. It's been a long time since they added a mob that actually drops something when it dies, and like you have to kill this mob to get this item. And I feel like that's a pattern that we've seen in Minecraft a lot recently, not just with mobs but in other areas. It feels like they're sanitizing it a little bit too much. And I'm not saying that that's going to be taken to the extreme. I'm not saying they're like going to remove pigs, cows, and sheep because they don't want you to be cruel to them. I'm not saying they're going to do anything like on that extreme of a level, but I just feel like if it carries on, they're just going to keep adding these mobs that like are just kind of there. They don't really do anything. You can't kill them because they won't drop anything. They just really... They tend to be quite gimmicky. And I'm not trying to shit on Minecraft. I love Minecraft, and I am actually a big fan of the recent updates. I'm a big fan of some of the updates that have come out in the last few years. But at the same time, there is a worrying trend there. It is starting to feel like they're just taking the safest possible decisions at the detriment of the experience, you know? Ow. My son has Switch, Wii U, PlayStation, Minecraft, all on the go, and a VR clone on Meta 3. It's bonkers. That is crazy. I mean, I used to be like that, to be honest. Back when I first got my when I got my first laptop, I still had Minecraft on my PS4 as well, and I also had it on the PS Vita. So I did used to have like 3 games of Minecraft on the go. And even recently, I've been playing a little bit of Bedrock recently, so I've got Bedrock and Java on the go right now. Pappy Chuckle says, I'm still traumatized. When I had to make a sniffer farm, it's becoming quite tedious and grindy, too much RNG. Yeah, I get that as well. And like I say, I do love some of the new stuff that has been added. You know, like all the new copper that's been added in the recent update. The copper golems, really cool. So much potential there for automation and stuff like that. All the new decorative copper blocks. There's good stuff. There's good stuff in the recent updates. But at the same time, there's also quite a lot of stuff that just makes you think, now, why did you do that? Why did you design that way? So yeah, I really don't know what Minecraft's going to look like in 10 years. I'm fairly confident it'll still be around. In some way, shape, or form. Like, I really... You know, it is the best-selling video game of all time. Microsoft are not going to let that go easily, you know. They're not going to put the best-selling video game of all time to bed for at least another 5 years, you know. So I think the game will definitely still be around in 10 years. Even if it's not being updated by Mojang anymore, the modding community will keep the game alive for decades to come. I think people will still be playing Minecraft in 20, 30 years. Genuinely. I mean, look at how many people are still playing Doom. And look at how many people are still modding Doom. Like, there are games that are 30, 40 years old that still have an active modding community today. So yeah, like I say, even if Mojang and Microsoft gave up on Minecraft, I think the community would keep the game going. I think the modding community will survive for literal decades. I genuinely do. When do you think they'll release an entirely new version of Minecraft? I don't know, Kian. I mean, I don't think I don't think there's ever going to be like a Minecraft 2 or anything like that. But every now and then they do release a secondary project that never really takes off, like Legends and Dungeons and Minecraft Go. You know, every few years there's always like, oh, here's a new Minecraft game. It's like Minecraft, but it's different. And then 3 years later, they're like, well, this has been completely unsuccessful because it turns out the reason people like Minecraft is because it's Minecraft. They don't want something that's like Minecraft but different. You know what I mean? Which console from years ago would you like to see return without too much change to the design? I don't know about a specific console, Draydog, but I would love to see Sega come back to the console market. You know, Sega made so many iconic consoles back in the day, and I know that they've moved away from that now and that they just focus on games, you know, the games themselves these days, but I'd love to see them try again with a new console.
I think there needs to be more competition at the top in the console market, because at the minute you've just kind of got PlayStation and Xbox, and they're so similar to each other they might as well just be the same console. You know, and I feel like there's not enough competition in the market for them to try new things. Like, what really is the difference between the PS5 and the PS4, apart from it being more powerful, you know, and having better quality graphics, you know? And same even with the PS3, you know, it just... I get, like, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, but at the same time, it feels like there's not enough innovation going on at the minute. Because, again, you've got Xbox and PlayStation at the top, and they've just got such a monopoly over the market that they don't really dare to risk anything by being more inventive and, you know, doing something different. I've just accidentally reloaded my shaders. Whoops. I guess, you know, Nintendo exists, but Nintendo, I really feel like Nintendo isn't a competitor to Xbox and PlayStation, and I don't mean that in a bad way, because Nintendo is really popular and they sell really great consoles, you know, like the Switch and Switch 2, but they're like, yeah, they're like Kian says, they're a different audience. Like they're a completely separate thing to the ongoing competition between Xbox and PlayStation. Like, say, I think there needs to be more competition in the market, like there used to be. You know, 20 years ago, we had Sega, we had Atari, we had all these other companies that were competing in the console market. And it led to some great innovation. It led to some real creativity because everyone was trying to do something that the others weren't doing. Nowadays, Xbox and PlayStation, they're just doing the exact same as each other because they know that people are going to buy it anyway because it's got their brand on it. You know, as long as it's got a PlayStation logo on it or an Xbox logo on it, people are going to pay for it. So yeah, I'd like to see Sega make a comeback in that console market. I'd like to see a new console from Sega. Because I think Sega have got the money to do it as well. Like, over the last few years, there's been a couple of, you know, attempted breakout consoles. You know, lest we forget about the nightmare that was the Ouya, and various other startup consoles that just completely failed. But I feel like Sega is such a well-established company that if they decide to get back into the console game, you know, that they actually have enough resources behind them that they could become a genuine third competitor to Xbox and PlayStation. Yeah, like Kian says, it's not viable for new startup companies because Xbox and PlayStation basically, you know, they just slap down any new competitors to the market. That's why I'm saying Sega. That's why I think, because Sega are already very well established, Sega could potentially break back into it, you know. That's what I'd like to see. I know it's very unrealistic to think that that's going to happen, but I really wish there was more competition in the console market. I really do. Maybe the Steam machine. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see what happens with the Steam machine. Although it sounds like it's going to be priced similarly to a mid-range PC, which might not be a wise decision. I mean, I thought the whole point of it was that it was going to be the power of a PC, but the price of a console. As it turns out, it might actually just be the power of a PC and the price of a PC. So this taking a very long time to reload the shaders, by the way. I'm sorry about this. I accidentally pressed... I don't know what I pressed, actually. I can't remember which button it is to reload shaders, but I accidentally pressed it. That's why we're just staring at the loading screen right now.
Draydog says, I've noticed Nintendo just stopped making the DS after the 3DS. Yeah, that's another thing that I'd love to see a comeback, is handheld consoles. We've kind of seen it with stuff like the with stuff like Steam and the ROG Alloy, which are essentially more like handheld computers rather than handheld consoles. But yeah, what happened to the DS? The DS kind of got merged with Nintendo. Kind of merged their handheld and console together into the Switch, and the Switch is kind of like the best of both worlds. But back, again, 20 years ago, there were so many different handhelds on the market. There was the PS Vita, the PSP, the DS. That's another thing that's kind of disappeared. I think mobile gaming kind of destroyed handheld consoles, but then mobile gaming became shit. And also, it was kind of always shit. Mobile gaming has never been good, apart from a couple of standout examples. There's never been, mobile gaming has never been on the same level as handheld consoles. So maybe handheld consoles should see a comeback as well. Bring back the DS, bring back the PS Vita. I've still got my PS Vita. I love the PS Vita. Xbox is only just catching up with the handhelds. I can't remember what theirs is called. Yeah, Xbox, I think, are the ones who make the ROG Ally, right? I'm going to restart the game because I think it has actually crashed. Apologies, everybody. It would have been nice to know which button actually caused that so that I don't accidentally press it again, but I genuinely don't know which button I pressed to reload the shaders. All I know is it broke everything. Mobile games are basically just moneymakers with all those microtransactions. True. Again, I think when smartphones started to become more common, I think all the big console developers, they kind of looked at that and thought, right, well, there's no point making handheld consoles because mobile games are going to completely replace that. And then obviously that didn't happen. Mobile games turned out to be an unmitigated disaster that should never have existed in the first place. But honestly, I do think that's why handheld consoles died off. I think mobile gaming started to become a thing, and like PlayStation, for example, said to themselves, well, why bother making another PS Vita when mobile gaming is going to completely replace it? And of course, mobile gaming didn't end up replacing it, but they'd already decided that they weren't going to make another one, But it would be great to see mobile, not mobile. It'd be great to see handheld consoles make a comeback. It's a big reason why Xbox bought Activision for their way into mobile gaming with the... Yeah, true. Microtransactions, absolutely the worst thing to happen to gaming ever. I don't think that's a controversial thing to say. I think microtransactions are the single worst thing that has ever happened in the game design industry. Because they started off on mobile, and then they seeped into consoles, and then they seeped into the PC as well, and now they're just fucking everywhere. Everywhere. I hate them. And I don't really play any games that have microtransactions. I guess, Bedrock Edition of Minecraft has microtransactions, but apart from, like,
2 texture packs. I've not really... I don't spend money on microtransactions. I don't buy shit on Minecraft. You know, why would I buy shit on... Why would I buy a mod on Bedrock when I can get that exact same mod... Not the exact same mod, I can get a better mod for free on Java, you know? Microtransactions, what a fucking disaster. What a stupid... And the problem is that it's too late. It's too late. They're everywhere. What do we do about them at this point, you know? Well, I'll tell you what you do about them. You just don't spend money on them. But the problem is too many people do spend money on them for them to ever go away. They're never going to go away as long as people keep spending money on them. And people will keep spending money on them, you know what I mean? Like, I won't. Out of principle, I will not waste my money on microtransactions, but people still do. And as long as people still do, they will continue to exist, you know? Anyway, we're back in the game. Let's get back to Minecraft, you know. That was a fun little detour. We've only got 20 minutes left of the stream. We wasted quite a bit of time there, waiting for the game to reload. But I'll see if I can at least get this railway line connected up before we finish. Oh, creepers, creepers. No, leave bed, leave bed. No, fuck off, no! Fuck off. I accidentally opened the text chat while I was trying to sleep, which meant that I couldn't press the leave bed button. That's really all I need. All I fucking need right now is for creepers to be blowing shit up. Piss off. Okay, they didn't do too much damage, fortunately. We got the train station back. And, oh, the girders as well. Oh, actually, oh! We got everything back. I forgot. I actually did change the settings so that creepers drop all of the blocks when they explode. So that's... There was really no need for me to react that harshly. Like, yeah, there's another one. It literally just gives us the blocks back. Favorite Minecraft mod that got discontinued? I don't know, Kian. I think most of the Minecraft mods that I enjoy still exist in some form. Like Galacticraft, that got remade into Ad Astra. Tinker's Construct is still around. Sorry, I was distracted by counting. Oh, what's the... There's one, I forget the name of it. Oh, yeah. There was a mod called iChun's Portal Gun. But I think even that still exists. I think someone remade that. I don't know. There was... What have I just done? Oh, fuck off. I keep accidentally pressing shit today. There was a mod called... Oh, what was it called? It was... There was a mod. It was a bit like Create, but way, way more basic. Like, it added in windmills, and you could add shafts to, like, connect windmills to machines and stuff like that. I can't for the life of me remember what it was called. But it was like... It was very Create-esque, but, like I say, way, way more basic. And it doesn't exist anymore. I've looked.
well, I've not looked recently because I can't remember what it's called. But as far as I remember, last time I checked, a couple of years back, it no longer existed. Pam's Harvest Craft, that was a really iconic one. I'm pretty sure that still exists, but I prefer Farmer's Delight now. To me, Farmer's Delight has essentially replaced Pam's Harvest Craft. There was a great one with the bees. I think it might have just been called... it was called like Arboricraft or something like that. The Yogscast used it, much to Lewis's annoyance, in the original Jaffa Factory series. It caused a lot of trouble, but it was a really cool concept of a mod where you use bees to like cross-pollinate and create different types of wood and stuff. That was a really cool concept, and that mod is absolutely dead. That has not existed for a long time. Do you have defenses in this with your mods, like turrets and barbed wire? Not really, Pappy Chuckle. I definitely am considering it, especially we've had a lot of trouble with creepers and skeletons of late. I would like to maybe look into some kind of defense mods. I'm not really bothered about like guns and turrets or anything like that, but like, you know, barbed wire, you know, defensive walls of some kind would be interesting. I'm going to have to make some more girders, by the way. We've run out of girders again. Oh, no, wait. We got 2 more stacks of girders. Never mind. That'll do. I love these escalators, but they are a bit buggy. You know what we should have built as well? We should have built a test train. We should have built a little, like, hand cart so that we could test this new section when it's built, because I don't want to use the other train, which is currently waiting at the iron mine. I will design one of those before the next live stream. And next week we will use our hand cart. Obviously it won't actually be hand operated. I don't think you can do that. But we'll build something that looks like a hand cart. Actually, maybe there is one. There is! Oh! Okay, we can build one of these today. That's very cheap. We can absolutely build one of these today. We're going to build a handcart. We're going to test this railway. We're going to test the new line with a handcart. I'm in. Do you like any natural disaster type mods? Not really. I like the idea of them, but there aren't really any that I particularly think work that well. Like there aren't really that execute it right to me. Okay, we are very close to connecting this up now. 3 more chunks. I think we are gonna... Yeah, we are still gonna run out of girders. Shit. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, I can't get up there.
Oh, right. Thank you. Okay. How many more are we gonna need? One more chunk of straight track, so that's gonna be half a stack. Oh, peaches. Then this chunk here is where it curves back round. I'd say 2 stacks, maybe. That looks really cool, by the way. Look at it going off into the distance there. And even though it's expensive, I do enjoy building these raised sections. I think they do look really cool. Okay. So yeah, I'd say maybe 2 more stacks of girders. And then we'll have enough track to build the junction. While I'm heading back to base, I might build the handcar now. Oh, we've only got 10 minutes left. I might overrun a little bit. I might continue for another 10-15 minutes. Maybe half an hour. We'll see. But I really want to get this connected up before we finish the stream. So we'll see how long that takes. Okay, back to Astra Industries. We definitely need some more waystones putting out as well. Okay, contraption controls. I don't think we have any of those. We don't. How do we make those? Electron tube. We should have. We don't have. Oh, we do in our backpack. But we don't have a button. Okay. Cobblestone. We can't make a cobblestone button. Can it work with a wooden button? It will. Good. And 2 slabs. Okay, there we go. We've made a handcart. And I will test it in just a moment. But first, we need to make some more girders. So I'm going to get a couple more stacks of iron. We got loads of iron now, by the way, which I'm very happy about. We've got about 9 or 10 stacks worth almost. And obviously there's loads waiting to be shipped back over from the mining drill. So we really don't need to worry about the price anymore. Like, we can definitely afford to make this stuff. It's just quite time consuming to do so. Okay, while that's being done, I'm gonna test the handcar. Let's see it in action, shall we? Okay. Okay, I love it already. Wow, that's slow. That is abysmally slow. I don't know if it goes faster forwards, because we are going backwards right now. I'm going to do a turn here, a reversing turn. No, not that way. Okay, it does go faster forwards. Good. It definitely goes faster forwards. There we go. This is definitely going to come in quite handy then. It looks crazy. But this is going to be really handy for getting around the new rail networks before we actually build the trains themselves. A useful thing to have, definitely. And I wonder if we could actually use NPC drivers on that as well. I wonder if we could get a driver to drive that for us automatically. Just waiting on these girders. Anyway, is everyone feeling Christmassy? If you celebrate Christmas, you might not. Anyone got their decks up yet? I am, as you can see, I've put a little bit of decoration up in the room, but not the rest of the house yet. We're doing that on Wednesday. But I've made my whole setup Christmassy as well, with all the overlays, all the snow and the candy canes and the twinkling, and yeah, I'm a very Christmassy person. I am a very Christmassy. I love Christmas. I've always been a big fan of Christmas, and I'm looking forward to it this year as well. I'm already in the Christmassy mood, very much so. Excited for Christmas? I am indeed, Sean. Kian, sorry. Very, very excited. I have already bought most of my presents at this point. I've got a couple of things still to buy. But we are getting very close. I'm actually going to turn the andesite alloy machine back on, because I didn't realise how quickly we've been using andesite alloy recently. We haven't got much of it left. And I'm about to turn 2 stacks of it into girders. So we'll get that back up and running again. Might take a while before it starts actually producing any great quantity, but there we go, it is working now. But yeah, like I say, I'm very much looking forward to Christmas. I've always been quite a Christmassy person. I think it runs in the family, to be honest, because the whole family's always been very into the whole Christmas thing. You know, we take it very seriously in our house. Apart from the religious side of it, because we're not religious. But you know, I don't think you have to. You don't have to be religious to enjoy Christmas. You know, you don't. It's. I think we can all get behind the main idea of just, you know, spending time with people and being with family and friends. And getting loads of presents. No, I kid, of course. At my age, the presents are few and far between. Although, surprisingly, I do still get quite a few presents, if I do say so. Links, says Pappy Chuckle. Oh yes, gotta have the Christmas links. That is also a tradition in our family. My mum will go out and buy like 10 boxes of it, and everyone will get one. Not just the kids. I'm one of the kids in this instance. Not just us kids, but but everyone in the family. My dad will get a box. My stepmum will get a box. You can't beat it. I mean, you know, I think when you're a kid, you get toiletries at Christmas, and you think, why have you got me this? And then, you know, when you're an adult and you get socks or, you know, shower gel, you think, oh wow, I actually needed some of that, thanks. I definitely appreciate those kind of gifts a lot more as an adult, you know. Just go to work, but it's looking good. Thanks, Charlie. How are you doing today? Will there be any festive streams, says Scotty Dog. There will, Scotty Dog, yes. There will be a live stream on the 29th, which is a Monday. That's going to be my final stream of the year.
My last regular stream is going to be on the 21st, and then I'm going to be taking 2 weeks off for Christmas. Like I say, apart from the 29th, when I'll be doing my special end-of-year stream. Apart from that, I'll be off for 2 weeks. But yeah, we're going to do, same as we did last year, we'll do a big 5-hour stream. We'll play a little bit of Minecraft, a little bit of Farming Sim, a little bit of Euro Truck, a little bit of a couple of other games that I won't spoil just yet. But it should be a good time. Oh, actually, I should have gone for the hand cart, shouldn't I? There we go. Oh, there's a skeleton. Can we kill him? Oh, he moved! He moved! Oh, there's creepers. There's creepers. Okay, that did absolutely nothing. I'm gonna pick it up. Keeping my eye on those creepers. Right, we're nearly here, look. We're nearly connected up. How much space do we need for the curve, actually? Because that looks like we might be able to start the curve now. We're going to build a Y in the track. That's Y. That's W-Y-E. Y. Okay. Because we're also going to have a track going down towards the copper mine, I'm just going to keep building in a straight line for now. Chunk border's back on again. This tree's going to have to go, I'm afraid. Peach tree. There's a log up there, but I can't get it. There we go. No, not that way. They're very fiddly, these girders. Okay, where are we now? Let's go a little bit further. Oh, another tree in the way. And another tree in the way. This one we might be able to work around. Ow. I'm gonna need to sleep in a minute. Why is there still a tree there? What? Okay, there we go. Just let me sleep. Okay. Shall we? Let's extend this as far as we can.
I think we can extend it quite far, actually, before the hill starts to slope down. Oh, my backpack's full! Jesus, that has never happened. We really do have so much crap in there right now. I've never filled the backpack to the brim before. Okay, let's copy this and paste. Oh, I didn't copy the track. Oh well. I don't think it matters, actually. There we go. Oh my god, did you see how many... What is this? What is this? I'm on easy. The difficulty is on easy. What are you doing to me? I must be the only one that hasn't suddenly stopped watching your streams, says Draydog. I mean, you know, people are busy. I get it. It's a busy time of year as well. Okay. I think if we used granite pillars, yeah, I'm thinking we'll make a bit of a box. Well, actually, let's how big can we make this? 26. That's a good sized curve. I would prefer it to be max size, which is like 32, but that's not bad. The problem then is I want this to be bi-directional track. How are we going to get... we could do a crossover here. Like, if we do an identical curve the other way... Ow. Don't worry, I'm not paying the regular viewers off. Good to know, Draydog. There we go. Oh shit, I should have used the girders. Hold on. If I build this curve with the girders in my hand, with the girders in my offhand, it will place them down underneath the track. There we go. Look at that. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And of course now we don't have enough left to do the other side. Except we do, because we got 2 stacks still. How do I keep missing the fact that I've got 2 stacks of girders in my bag? Oh, it's nearly 10 past 6, by the way. Okay, we're going to finish up very soon. I promise. This is connected up now. This obviously goes to the coal mine. That one is going to connect up to the copper mine. Last thing to do then is to put a crossover here. Let's make it a full 30 blocks. Now, can we actually put another crossover the other way, or will it not let us do that? Oh, it will. There we go. Oh, perfect. Absolutely perfect. Let's just have a quick look at that from above. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. That's what I'm talking about. So, trains will now move on the left-hand side. So trains will come towards us this way and away from us on that side. And then when they get to these points, they'll switch over to whichever side they need to be on. So the train will come up this track and go off to the left. And then when it comes back, it'll cross over and go back through this side of the tunnel. And then any trains going to the copper mine, they'll cross over here and go to the right. And then when they're coming back, they'll go straight down. Lovely. And there's even a little connection between... no trains will actually be driving on this regularly, but if we ever need to get between the copper mine and coal mine for any reason, we can use the handcart to traverse this section. So there we go. Before we finish up, let's take this to the coal mine. And you can see it in action. The only problem is it's very slow backwards. I think it'd make more sense if it was equally fast in each direction. There's really no reason for it to be slower backwards, especially because when I'm going to use... The only times I'm ever going to use this are instances where I'm going to need to be able to move both forwards and backwards, you know what I mean? It just... I don't understand why it goes slower backwards. Looks great. Thanks, Dagger. What are your PC specs? Says Luke. Intel 11200F i5 CPU, RTX 2070 8GB GPU, and 32 gigs RAM. And here we are at the coal mining train station. Lovely stuff. I'm happy with that. I'm very, very happy with it. We've connected up another mining drill to the rail network. It's not automated yet, but the railway does go there. So as well as going to the iron mine way over here, you can see the track there, it now goes over to the coal mine, and next time we'll see if we can even get the copper mine hooked up as well. Although next time, actually, we'll probably concentrate on hooking up all the pipes and tubes, so that when the train comes in, it loads the biodiesel into the drill and takes the coal out. That's the plan. Oh, there's some girders missing up there because there was a creeper explosion. Let me just put those back. There we go. I should probably extend the girders a little bit in that direction as well. It just looks a little bit like the platform is just floating there. But I'll sort that out off camera, because I am going to have to finish things up for today. Before I do finish, though, let me head to Viewpoint. I want to see if we can get a good look at this place from above. Because I'm quite happy. One thing I really love to do is just admire what I've built from a distance, you know? And look at that. Oh, hang on a second. Brilliant. Perfect. Look at it. Good job, if I do say so myself. You can't see the curves, because curved track doesn't render from this distance, but very, very happy with that. You can't actually see the other end of the tunnel either, because it's on the other side of the hill there. But, wow. Very pleased with that. I love how it runs along the side of that lake there as well. Just all round good stuff. Good work. Great place to end the stream. We've achieved what I wanted to achieve today, which was to hook up the coal mine to the railway network. And yeah, all in all, I'm happy. I'm satisfied. And the factory's looking great, as ever, you know. It's great to see it in the snow as well. Like I say, this is just a texture pack. This isn't actual snow. The grass blocks are just textured to look like snow, which means that when it gets to New Year, we can just switch back to the default textures. But it is nice to see it in the snow. It's very cool. Anyway, that's it. That's all we've got time for today. That's going to be it for this Minecraft Monday. I'm just going to head back down to base and then we'll finish up. But thank you very much for joining, everyone. There's only 2 Minecraft streams left this year, as well as a bonus stream at the end of the year for the special end of year stream. But 2 more regular Minecraft streams to come. I think... look, we're not going to space. We're not going to get to space by the end of the year. I think that's just a pipe dream at this point. We're never going to... There's too much still to be done. So I'm ruling out any possibility of us building a rocket or going to space by the end of the year. But we will try and get as much done as we can before the end of the year. If we can at least get this coal mining drill automated like we have with the iron, then we'll be able to automate steel production, and steel is like the most important component for the rockets from Ad Astra. So yeah, hopefully, even though we won't get a rocket launched by the end of the year, we should be very well prepared by the end of the year, and when we come back in January, we should be very close to getting a launch done. And you better believe that this series is going to be continuing next year. Don't worry. Create Ad Astra. I am still nowhere near done with this yet. We're 24 episodes in. We still haven't built our first rocket, and there are 20 different planets to visit in the mod pack. So we are not even a 10th of the way through. This series, I can foresee this series continuing for a couple of years, potentially. And I'm not exaggerating. I really do think it could carry on for that long. I'm enjoying it so much, and there's so much more for us to do, so much more potential. But yeah, let me just switch over to my big camera. There we go. And I'm not going to play my usual music today. I've got some Christmassy music lined up. Just give me a second. Oh, there we go. This one. Can you hear that? Does it sound Christmassy and also jazzy? It's a jazz cover of We Wish You a Merry Christmas. You can hear it, right? Just to confirm, it is audible. Because it would be slightly embarrassing if it wasn't. One second. Yes, good. Thank you, Dagger. Okay. And there we go. Right. Loving the tinsel on the Lego and the Patreon board. Thank you, Horse Lover. Thank you very much. My camera's gone out of focus. But it's the end of the stream, so it's no big deal. But yeah. Thank you very much for joining. I hope you like the Christmassy look that I'm going with. Not just with the decorations and the outfit, but also the all the fancy borders and stuff on TikTok Studio. I've really enjoyed today's stream. I'm going to turn that down just a little bit because it is still quite loud. There we go. Yeah, I've really enjoyed today. It's been nice to get back into Minecraft after a couple of weeks away, and we've actually gotten quite a surprising amount done. I didn't know for sure if we'd get that railway built today, but we have done, so I'm very happy with that. Looking forward to more next week. We're going to try and get the coal production automated so that it actually, just like with the iron mine, there's going to be a train that comes in, picks up the coal and refills the diesel.
We're going to try and get that sorted next week as well. In terms of other streams this week, we have Omzi, not Omzi, I keep getting Omzi and Soma mixed up because they're both four-letter words that have the O, M, and S in them. We're going to be playing Soma on Wednesday night, and it might be the last episode. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how far into the game we are. It might be the last one. There might be one more just before Christmas. But we will be playing Soma on Wednesday, and then on Farming Sim, obviously Farming Sim. On Friday, obviously Farming Sim again. Any horror Christmas-themed games? Says Pappy Chuckle. I don't think so, Pappy Chuckle. No, maybe on the end of year stream we'll see. None of my regular streams are going to be anything other than what I usually do. So there's still 3 weeks left before I finish up for the year. But everything's going to continue as normal. Like this week, we're going to have Minecraft Monday, Soma on Wednesday, Farming Sim on Friday, and you know, the week after we'll have Euro Truck and so on and so forth. My last stream is going to be on the 21st, but then on the 29th, which is a Monday, just after Christmas, we are going to do my special end of year stream, which is going to be a 5-hour bumper stream. So definitely join me for that if you're interested. We're going to be playing a little bit of everything. Some Minecraft, some Farming Sim, some Euro Truck, and a couple of little surprises in there as well. It's going to be a good one. That being said, that's where I'm going to end it for today. So thank you very much everyone for joining. I do hope you've enjoyed. If you haven't already, please do consider following on TikTok and, you know, subscribe on YouTube and TikTok and Twitch and wherever else. Will the 5-hour stream start at 3, says Horselover? No, the 5-hour stream will probably be 1 till 6. I'll confirm closer to the time, but probably 1 PM till 6 PM. Yeah, thank you for joining. If you'd like to support me financially, I'm not going to actually hold up the Patreon board today because it's got tinsel on it and I don't want to disrupt it. Actually, no, we might as well. It's the end of the stream. Move the tinsel. It's the end of the stream, we might as well. Shout out to my Patreon supporters, Kate, Jess, Riley, P, Charlie, Dan, Amy, Marika, Aaron, Hannah, and Alfie. Thank you all so very much for supporting me on Patreon. So many names on the board now. You'll love to see it. Hopefully, even more to come. If you'd like to get your name on this board, please do consider checking out my Patreon. It costs £1 a month. You get access to behind-the-scenes content, as well as a shout-out on stream, and you'd be supporting me in what I do here on TikTok, YouTube, and Twitch. So shout-out again to Kate, Jess, Riley, P, Charlie, Dan, Amy, Marika, Aaron, Hannah, and Alfie. Thank you all so very, very much for supporting me over there. And with that, we are finished. So I will see you on Wednesday for Soma. Thank you very much everyone for joining. I've had a wonderful time. I hope you have too. Great stream today. Quiet, but a lot of fun. I will see you on Wednesday for Soma. Bye-bye. And bye-bye TikTok and YouTube as well. Twitch and YouTube as well. Sorry. Thank you very much. Hope you've had a good time. I've had a lot of fun. I'll see you on Wednesday.